This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Coming up next, we've got really one of the more interesting matches. When I went back to watch this show, this was the match I was most excited to see because it's such a rare thing. Undertaker and Terry Gordy in a WWF ring. It happened.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
And it's unfortunate that it's not better than it was, but here he is as the executioner. It's an Armageddon rules match, which they go over big time with a whole graphic ahead of time, trying to explain what the rules are. But Meltzer would say it's basically the same rules as a 70s NWA Texas death match, in that falls don't count. The match continues until one man can't answer the bell. They go 11 minutes and 31 seconds. And frankly, when I watched it back, it felt like a half hour. The two worked about 4 minutes with a fast pace. It was decent, but you could tell it wouldn't last. At this point, Mankind came in to save the show. It turned into a handicap match for several minutes. Undertaker made a comeback and threw Mankind through the window of the house setup in the back of the In Your House set. And then he threw Mankind back out the front door. Taker and Executioner then brawled backstage while the officials put Mankind in a straitjacket in the ring, which is quite the visual. The brawl wound up with the Executioner taking a bump into the pond, which was just outside the building. And by the way, that was at the bottom of a really long concrete ramp. And they wound up back in the ring with the Executioner soaked, like literally right out of the pond. Undertaker immediately gets the tombstone and the win. And the Executioner wasn't able to answer the 10 count after the fall. 2.5 stars is what Dave gave it, which I think is probably pretty kind. It is interesting to see, even on the tombstone, the water just shake out of the Executioner's boots. We both love Terry Gordy. You go back and watch his stuff, and man, what a specimen, what a wrestling prodigy. But you can tell this is just, well, less than ideal. But it had to be cool for the Undertaker, who grew up a wrestling fan and paying attention to what the Freebirds were doing and really starting to cut his teeth out in Dallas. He probably liked being in there with Terry Gordy, but it was really about Undertaker Mankind, was it not?
Yeah, oh, definitely. And I think for anybody that knew Bam Bam, it was kind of sad, and it was tough to watch at times because you knew what it could have been. And so for that, when you go back and look at it, it's sad because it wasn't Bam Bam, it's just, you say, oh gosh, would have loved to have seen Terry Gordy and Undertaker. I would have loved to have seen that. You didn't see that there. That's not what that was. That was a shell of Terry Gordy. That was the Executioner, as a favor. And, yeah, it sucked. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was all about Mankind and Taker, but it was also Taker trying to take care of Terry too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taker wanted it so bad for Terry. And, we all knew we weren't going to get there. And that sucks. It wasn't what it could have been had the accident not happened with Terry and what have you. So to me, from a personal standpoint, looking at it and knowing both guys, yeah, it was a sad scene for me because I hate to see him Bam Bam that way.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.